What's up, you guys? It's your girl Amber, and today we're gonna do another story time. I know it's been a minute, and therefore the longer it's been and the more you guys ask, the more pressure it is for me to tell you guys a good story. So today I want to do a little bit of catching up with you guys and tell you some craziness that has been happening to me. Let me just say I was in a really crazy position with somebody getting a ticket. I saw a penis and I lost a really great opportunity because of an Instagram picture. Now, to get this story time started, let me tell you guys about this ticket situation. Now, I pulled up to the Starbucks that I go to every once in a while. Now, I'm really careful when I go to the Starbucks because I've gotten a ticket before, and I think you guys saw that on Snapchat. So I'm really cautious when I go to this Starbucks. So when I pull up in the parking space at the Starbucks, I'm at like a meter situation. So I come around the car, I'm going to my meter, and I go to put money in my meter. Now, there's a big ass tree on the side of me, so I can't see this way, you feel me? I can see that there's a car in front of me, but that's all I can see. I can't really see the sidewalk or who's coming up on me or anything like that. So I'm going to put money in my meter, and then all of a sudden I see somebody come around the back of the car and look at the back of the car, and I look and it's a ticket person. And I look at the ticket person and I go, oh hey, if you're trying to give them a ticket, I'm about to put money in their meter. As soon as my card verifies in this meter, I'm gonna put money in. Now I'm thinking of myself as just trying to be a good Samaritan, because I've been in that position where I was literally like 30 seconds late for my meter running out, but a ticket was on it right away, and I just wanted to try to help somebody out. You know, a quarter's gonna give them 15 more minutes, and that might really help their day. And I'm just sitting here waiting for my card to verify. I'm like, I'm gonna put money in the meter. He looks over at me and he's like, oh really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put money in there as soon as this is over. He's like, He literally sprints around the front of the car and does something with his machine, and then comes back around and was like, no, I already took the picture of their VIN number, so it's too late. I looked at him and I was like, how fucking rude of a person do you need to be to race me to the front of a car, take their VIN number, so now you have to give that person a ticket? Like, how disgusting of a human being are you at this point? It blew my mind, you guys. I was so mad, like that was my car. I was like literally so mad. I was so quiet when I started to diss him, and I was like, sometimes you need to think about being a decent human being. I glared at him and I walked away, and I went right into that Starbucks. Now this is where the story gets crazy, you guys. I walk into the Starbucks, and as soon as I walked into the Starbucks, I look over really quick because I hear this voice that was so familiar. Same time of me turning around being like, oh my god, I hear Amber? Amber? From my sister. And then she looks at me and she's like, oh my god, Amber, what are you doing here? She's like, oh shit, I'm in a hurry, my meter might be out. I was like, oh my god, no, that was not your car. And she's like, what? I was like, that just got a ticket. She's like, oh, we go running out and sprinting out, and it is her car. Like, how freaking random is that? My sister had a rental car, and I never got to see the rental car, but she called me and told me, obviously, that she got a rental car. But how freaking crazy is that? Now, the Starbucks I went to is not even near my sister's house, so the crazy thing is, out of all of LA, we end up at the same Starbucks, and the car that I try to save from a ticket ends up being my sister's rental car? Like, how crazy is that?
How crazy is that?
Guys, like, just think about how small this world needs to be. At this time, this traffic officer is still giving her a ticket on this car. Run outside and I put it at the traffic officer, or whatever, the ticket officer. Like, this is the guy that was being rude and blah, blah, blah. He was just sitting there laughing, like, he thought it was so funny. He's like, ha, 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 like, literally pointing at it. Now, at this point, I was like, oh, no, homie, it's not going down like this. So I was hella mad out there, and there was this girl that was sitting out there. She's like, I saw the whole thing. I can't even believe he did that to you. You were literally telling him that you're gonna put money in this meter and standing right there. Another traffic officer person car like pulls up and pulls over to the side and is looking at these meters on the other side of the street. I run over there, I let the guy get out of the car, and I'm like, hey, excuse me. I explained the whole situation to him. I'm like, what should I do right here, right now? Because this is so messed up. He looks over, the police guy that gave us the ticket kind of laughs, gets in the car, and leaves. And he's like, wow, I'm so sorry you guys went through this. Gives me the numbers to like call everybody. Look, I'm fighting the shit out of this ticket because he's got me so effed up if he thinks I'm gonna just drop it. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you guys is that I even told him if my car doesn't verify in time, that I had change to go inside my car and put in that person's meter. That's how hard I was fighting for this person's meter. So you see why I'm about to fight for this ticket? I was trying to fight for somebody and I didn't even know who they were. Now think of it as my sister. You got me messed up if you're gonna be out here thinking that you could just give anybody tickets and just be so rude of a person and not care about somebody else's day so you can get an extra $1.25 on your check. Hell nah, homie, you got me messed up. Don't worry, Ashlyn will not be paying for that ticket. Now the other thing I want want to tell you guys is just about this crazy ass situation. I got this crazy opportunity where I was going to be able to be in a commercial, and this commercial was going to be a national commercial, and it was going to air during one of the biggest award ceremonies, right? So this was like a really big deal. I've always wanted to kind of continue to be in commercials and be in, you know, something that's big and something that stands for something, or a great campaign, you feel me? So I had this opportunity to be able to do so and literally sign the contract after a couple weeks of them like doing research on me, making sure I was a good fit, and like negotiating the contract and hiring an entertainment lawyer to look over the contract and everything. All of this went down. The morning of the fitting, they hit me up to tell me that they're upset about an Instagram picture on my Instagram. An Instagram picture.
An Instagram picture.
Cool. Even though you've done all this research on me for a while, you get mad at this Instagram picture. Cool. I'm not tripping at this point. I'm like, okay, no problem. Even though you've done a lot of research on me and seen my Instagram tons of times when we already did a contract, okay. No problem. I will erase the picture and I apologize for any inconvenience that it has caused. But was that enough? Hell no! They literally let that picture take me away from the whole campaign. Even though a contract was signed, money was guaranteed, I was already in there, they got my sizes on everything, even my height, my booty size, everything. This one Instagram picture took that whole opportunity away. Now, the only reason why I'm telling you guys this, because obviously it's a messed up story, right? I just want you guys to know that if you're ever in a situation like this, not to let this type of thing get you down. My whole thing is, even though I put a lot of time and effort into being in this campaign, maybe it wasn't for me at the end of the day. Because things that were meant for me to do or meant for me to be in would happen. I just want you guys to know that if you're ever in this situation, to kind of think about it that way and not let something get you down. Obviously, I was really upset by it because I put off a lot of other things to give this commercial all the days and times that was needed, and put a lot of things aside, spent a lot of money, did a lot of things to sacrifice my time for this. Obviously, it sucks when you're in that position where you're like, oh, you feel dumped and you feel like they just moved on from you because you're not what they wanted anymore all of a sudden because of one picture. I'm okay with that because I feel like, you know what? I can't change me. I can't change who I am. If you don't think that I'm a decent enough person to represent whatever it is, your brand or your campaign or anything like that, from one little smidge that happened in my life, then I'm not meant for that. Because the thing is, I'm not perfect. I have faults and I have flaws, just like a lot of us. So if that scares you, bye.
Bye.
Going forward, I will get something that's better for me, and I will get something that is going to be better in general. High five or not? Now, the last story is a little crazy. I saw a whole penis.
A whole penis.
In real life, and it's been a really long time since that's happened to me. Now, I was coming out of this restaurant and it was kind of late or whatever, right? And I'm walking with a lady and like we're walking down the street and all of a sudden I see this guy kind of standing at the corner. But he wasn't standing at the corner like standing against a building. He was kind of like in the middle of the sidewalk on the side of a building as we're walking up. This guy had plenty of time to see that there was two people walking down this sidewalk towards him. So he had a lot of time to react if he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing. But he didn't react. Now, as I'm walking down and as I'm getting closer, I was like, man, it really looks like this guy is peeing. Nah, this guy can't be peeing because he would stop by now. Wait, is this guy really peeing right now? Oh my God, this guy is really peeing right now. So as I'm getting closer to him, that's what's going through my mind. He was kind of diagonal to the point where he wasn't fully facing us. He was kind of sideways. What does this man do when he finally sees us come upon him, when we're literally like a couple feet from him? He full on lets go of his penis, turns and faces us, and let that fucking thing bounce right at us, like towards me. Like just let it bounce.
Let it bounce.
It literally is like through his pants in this like hole, and he just dropped it and it just started bouncing. What the fuck? Are you kidding me, you guys? Like that's so weird. Like how do you just let it go like that? How do you just let that happen like that? Like you don't see two women walking up and realize that you might need to tuck that thing away, and especially don't let it go and let it just bounce. It looked like a fucking worm. It looked like an alien sausage. It looked like albino Italian sausage. It looked like it was fucking fake. It looked like mine was more real than that. It was weird. I don't know. And it was so like weird. It bounced like it was plastic. I don't know. I cannot describe this man's penis anymore. But this is how much this blew my mind, you guys. Like, how does this happen? This man was well dressed. He was in a suit. He had his little thing. He had his little shoes popping and everything. So, what is your excuse? What were you doing out here? Even if you're drunk, your drunk self knows better than to put your penis out in public.
You could have went to jail, homie.
Anyways, you guys, those were some quick, crazy ass stories I just had to tell you. I mean, like, how can this world in LA be so small that I end up at the same Starbucks as my sister randomly? Didn't even talk to her that day. And then the car I tried to save was hers. That's crazy. How do you just not put your penis away? And then how are you able to judge me from one picture and think that I'm wrong for a whole campaign now? Ooh, this shit is crazy, right? Obviously, I know that you guys like to hear my stories and you guys like to laugh on my pain, but there's some things to learn in this. There's something to learn from all of our experiences. No matter how crazy or negative or whatever that they may be, there's always something to learn, and if we take those experiences and actually apply them to our life, we're gonna make us a stronger, smarter, and better person at the end of the day. I do have another story time coming up for you guys soon. But anyways, I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon. Stay amazing. Peace.